He's a Green Beret. He is an actor, a TV host, a former college football player at the University of Texas, and of course, in the NFL as a long snapper with the Seahawks. Nate, how you doing? Where are you? Out in LA?
I'm out in LA right now, brother. How are you doing, Dave?
I'm doing great. It's not the same without you down here. I talked to our mutual buddy Chris Long yesterday, and it's just so weird down here. There's nobody here. If you can see behind me, there's virtually, what Radio Row is like, and there's nobody here.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. You're safer there, but what do you got going on? Tell us. I know, last year, the last time we saw each other, you were working on a movie. It's been in production. I think the title changed, and what's going on with that?
Well, yeah, that was a movie we were filming out in January of last year, about a year ago, out in Massachusetts. And then later this year, or later last year, I should say, I actually directed my first movie. So we wrapped that up in October. We filmed in September and October. So we're in post-production on that now. And trying to figure that all out. That's about that. This one is about the genesis of MVP, the charity, Emerging Vets and Players, where we bring together combat vets and former professional athletes and help them find purpose and that uniform, your identity again once that uniform comes off. And this film is about a Marine who's living in a homeless shelter on Sunset Boulevard and a former NFL player who's living in a very different part of town. And on the outside looks like everything's all together, but on the inside they're both going through the same stuff, the struggles with transition and whatnot. And it's a cool story, man. Actually, Chris's dad, Howie, had a little cameo in it. And it was fun. So we just wrapped up like 3 months ago, and we're slowly editing it now, but that's what's happening on the movie front.
How has your COVID year been? I know, and again, I'm not going to talk about the negative things, but everybody still continues to bring up your relationship with Colin and all that kind of thing, and then we started this whole thing. I mean, I don't think you deserve what you get, the backlash that you get. And I think as a country, we have to look to, you served, you did all these things for us. Coming from you, it's an important statement.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about the backlash. I mean, it's nothing compared to what a lot of people got through this, through that time, not to mention Colin, but a lot of other people who were speaking out and doing something, taking a stance or a knee or whatever you want to call it. But to me, it's all about just continuing to get people to listen from both sides of the aisle on every issue. It doesn't have to be just, police brutality or racial inequality, social injustice. There's so many issues in our country and in our world where we have a pretty split decision on like what's right and what's wrong, depending on who you talk to. And I just want more of these people, just like Colin and I. I mean, we don't agree on everything, but we were able to have a conversation and kind of find a middle ground and realize that we have way more in common than we have different. It's like that with everybody. And I just wish, as things go on, as 2021 is upon us, and hopefully we're able to get back to some semblance of normalcy, that we also change the way that we communicate and listen to one another, and that those things improve.
Now, Nate, take me back to when you were serving as a Green Beret and flag. Like, did you ever have the aspirations that you thought you're going to come back, play college football, play for the Seahawks, become a TV, host and movies and directing and producing? I mean, this is just this little kid, that you grew up, from where you came from, and now you're like Mr. Everything.
Definitely not that, but I absolutely had those dreams, man, ever since I was a little kid, sports dreams. And then when I was a little bit older, the stuff in film and television. So that's definitely been there in those pursuits of I think because of my military service, because of that understanding and learning how to sacrifice for something and, work really hard for whatever it is, you want to attain. I wouldn't, I don't think I would have any shot without that time in the military. So I'm grateful for that, first of all. But second of all, they were just dreams for a while, and now they're something that I'm really going after. And I fail way more than I succeed. I promise you that. But I just love attempting. I love going after things and trying, and that's what we're doing now with the TV and movie stuff, and that's what I do with football.
And what you're doing with the TV and movie stuff is what people don't know is you're employing veterans. You're giving these guys an opportunity to be on the scene. I was there on your movie set, and the director and the writer and everything. It's this family which is giving more and more opportunities to these veterans, much like MVP.
Yeah, the movie that we just did was at least, I think it was about 50% cast and crew were veterans. Every single veteran in the movie was played by an actual veteran, which was really cool. And that goes all the way down to like Dan Loria, who was the father on the Wonder Years. He's a Vietnam vet, and he's in the film. And yeah, like that was something that was really important to me to try to do, and we made it happen. And many of the athletes in it are played by actual athletes. Many of them are playing themselves. Michael Strahan and Tony Gonzalez, and Jay Glazer's in it, and Howie Long, like I mentioned, and um, yeah, a guy named Jared Bunch. It's a pretty special project. Both of them are. Oh, did I lose you, buddy? Steve.